Which escaped lightly from the first leg. Back in, Paul Haylock, who had trials with Ipswich, and Louis Donowa, who comes from Ipswich. Captain Dave Watson returns after a neck injury. Their instructions, be patient, play it through the middle. And as 36-year-old Mick Shannon says, the first leg was a game of aerial ping-pong. Slow it down to my speed, or we can wave Wembley goodbye. Well, Ipswich, the only side left in 2 domestic cup competitions, start their 3rd game in 5 days. Still no place for international defender Russell Osman, though. 17-year-old Jason Dazelle replaces the cup-tied Kevin Wilson. Their instructions, no sitting back on that 1-goal lead. The goal Mitch Davray scored in the first leg. But inevitably, they'll rely a lot on the inspiration of the tough guy they call the Butcher of Lowestoft. Terry Butcher, as he showed for England last week, loves a scrap. This will be his 4th battle in 8 days, and more to come at the weekend. And the referee tonight, Keith Hackett from Sheffield. This will be his 2nd cup tie of the week. So we're away against the backdrop of that deserted main stand, gutted by fire 5 months ago. There's a 23,500 all-ticket sellout here for the most important East Anglian derby yet. A prize, the place at Wembley. Full house, 23,500 isn't much, but restricted ground, and they're firing them in from the start. Steve Bruce with a long throw, and Butcher sees it out quite coolly and comfortably. Paul Cooper, of course, one of the few Ipswich players out there tonight who has had experience of playing at Wembley, and a lot of European experience too, that might well stand him in good stead tonight. Brennan quickly out to Putney. Forward goes Gates. Watson's onto him. And the foul given. Gates took the tumble, but the referee Keith Hackett was right on the spot. Protests from Asa Hartford, but was this a foul or not? Well, he looked as if he hit the man there, certainly. And a free kick with the big guys up over the far side of the area. Butcher and Cranston, of course, and Jason Dazelle. Butcher, good catch. And he was left a little bit free there. 1 or 2 people making dummy runs, and suddenly the big fella gets into the middle. Should that have been allowed? Butcher getting in there, but no real power. Well, an early blow for Ipswich. They lose Mitch Davray after only 20 minutes with that head injury. On comes Alan Sunderland, the player who scored the late winner in the cup tie against Sheffield Wednesday. But that's a sad figure of Davray going off behind there. Watson and Putney clashing there. Away by Haylock. Butcher thumps that one out. Shannon. Haylock. Shannon again. Can Haylock get a crossover? Better one. There goes Donowa. Dean. Oh, great save. Great save by Paul Cooper, as Dean looked as if he bobbled that one in. Super bit of play by Paul Haylock. Flicked on by Donowa. And there's a little nudge and a touch over the top. Watson competing with Gates. No foul. And Haylock breaks. Putney still pursuing, but you've got to get by McCall first. Here's Donowa. And here comes Barham. Mendham keeps it in. Asa Hartford, they're really putting the squeeze on him, but things didn't quite run for him there. Barham was so close to touching it in. Another good run by Haylock, and then in the end it's Donowa who gets it in. A touch by Dean, and Barham couldn't quite get there before Cooper. Great goalkeeping. Shannon. Shannon's beaten him again and wins a corner. Keeping cool there, all right. Whatever you you do, he said. Don't shout Geronimo and get it forward early. Play it cool and enjoy yourself. Barham with the kick. Bruce is at the back of the box. Watson at the front. Bruce. Oh, touched over. Into the arms of Cooper. He grabs it with relief. Impassive face, but they were lucky there, all right. The corner from Mark Barham, fired away, and as Bruce comes in on this, it bobbles, and did it go over the top? Off the bar. And another free kick to Norwich City. And they're really getting their game together now. Ipswich been a little bit fortunate on 2 occasions in that penalty area. Haylock pumping it in. Putney away. To Gates, mistake. Haylock again. Butcher. Haylock once more. Ball by Bruce. Away by Burley. Nice touch by Alan Sunderland. Gates does well to hold on to it. And he says that was a dive. Play on, but Norwich said he couldn't cash in on that one. The face of exasperation, but the referee was so close to it. Offside, Eric Gates. Free kick to Norwich. A concerted spell of pressure by Dave Watson's Norwich City, but no goals to show for it. Van Wyk up to Dean. Will he turn? Dean. Deflected in! Dreadful luck for Ipswich. Deflected well wide of him, he had no chance. But Dean got the ball, he was allowed to turn, get the shot in, and they are level. Well, Dean batted for this one. As he turns, it hits Cranston and goes past Cooper. Poor old Ian Cranston. Who could tell what was going to happen to that one? But in fact, Cooper looks as if he had that covered until it hit Cranston's knee, and past it goes off the post. 1-1. Haylock. Dean doing well, but Donowa's Rob Putney. Donowa! Great shot, good save, but I don't know whether Cooper knew much about it. And here comes Haylock again. Batted up. Watson and Gates, and there's a free kick. A little bit of aggravation there between these two. Eric Gates losing his rag a little bit, and the referee Keith Hackett trying to cool things down. But that was a real hot shot from Louis Donowa that battered off the chest of Paul Cooper. How much he knew about that, I don't know, but his positioning was very good and he kept it out. And there's the whistle for the end of the first half. Almost 3 minutes of time added on, largely because of the injury to the other number 9, Mitch Davray, off with concussion. But he's the man at the moment. John Dean, his shot deflected off the knee of young Ian Cranston. Ipswich started well. Things began to disintegrate when Davray went off, and Norwich have been right on top. The half-time score is Norwich 1, Ipswich 0. It's level on aggregate. Ipswich restart the second half. European night pretty well everywhere, of course, but this is East Anglian night. Rules are slightly different. If the scores are level on aggregate after 90 minutes, there's 30 minutes of extra time. If they're still level, a third game, the clubs toss for the privilege of the venue. And here comes Alan Sunderland with a chance to put it back again. Sunderland, a glaring miss. Alan Sunderland, so short of match practice after a series of injuries, with an opening in the first seconds of the second half. Again, beating the Norwich defence for speed, but that's well wide from a great position. Good pass to Van Wyk. And a good tackle by Cranston. But Barham did well to close him down. And they're still fighting, almost literally. All over the place. Referee let it go on for 2 or 3 tackles, but the last one he penalised.
The attendance this evening is 23,545.
Just announcing the attendance. 23,545. Absolutely packed house. Missing 5,000, of course, because of that derelict stand. Mendham's cross. And Kuba gets in there. Oh, very late as a hard, fierce challenge came in. Look from Steve Bruce. Well, there was a little nudge there by Bruce, and then it's in fact Shannon who comes in and is hurt. Bruce and Dean making a run in. In comes Bruce, gets it. Oh, almost in again. Almost deflected in again for another sort of own goal. But they're still at it. Mendham, blocked by Cranston. Another Ipswich player is down, this time Trevor Putney in the penalty area. Here's how it was cleared off the line from this corner by Barham. Terrific header by Bruce. Out it comes. No, it looks like George Bailey who's almost put it in, and it's Putney who saves the day. Ipswich looking a little bit firmer in this situation. Watson picked up well though by Alan Sunderland. Steve McCall. Dono's onto him. That was wasteful by Steve McCall. And the flag is up, and there's trouble here. That was a bad bit of overreaction. Donoa and Putney, and right under the nose of the linesman David Nevin from Woking. You can't get a lot closer to the official than this if you're going to play silly tricks. High challenge and a fierce reaction from Putney, who takes the law into his own hands pretty swiftly. Gates gets forward, asking for the long one down the middle. That's for him. But look who's covering. Peter Mendham, done a great job. Nice touch by Putney to Brennan. Ipswich much more in the game now. And here comes Sunderland. A dramatic clearance by Dave Watson. And Sunderland was very, very fast onto that. And had Watson not got that one, that would have been in the back of the net. Terrific movement there by Alan Sunderland. Great header. Gazzelle's going to get this one before Watson whacks it away. Good play. The corner. Referee doing a little bit of pitch clearance. Ipswich take their second corner. Over Butcher's head. Cranston gets in there. McCall finds his man. Gates. Cranston. Oh, nice ball to Gates. Good play. Gates still going. Good on. Oh, just flicked away from the far post. And Gates protesting that it should have been a corner, and I think he's probably right. That was certainly deflected. That was a great bit of play, particularly by Cranston there who finds Gates. Gates gets away from his man Haylock, and that's flicked away off the head of Watson. Touch there by Shannon. Gazelle will chase this one. Gazelle turning away, but here comes Butcher in hard. I wouldn't think anybody would relish many of those. There was a harsh one coming in there, and the referee saw that one. The referee said before, and he was determined to keep the game flowing, but there are some things he's got to stop. John Dean calling for it over the far side. So Steve Bruce. It's not going to reach him. Out comes Cooper. And John Dean waves his arm in anger at that kick. And a bad play by Watson, and Sunderland thwarted by Woods. Good bit of goalkeeping there, acting as sweeper. Dave Watson almost let his own side down. And Sunderland thought he had a chance, but not with Woods coming out so quickly. Putney, Brennan, Gates, little flick to Zozelle, neat play. Gates looking good here, blocked by Van Wyk. They're really putting some rhythm into their game now, Ipswich. Gates, good turn. McCall and Brennan. McCall, Brennan again. Now it's wide, and now there's a punch up in there. That is ridiculous. And Butcher even involved. Well, this is bad. It was always going to be tense. It was always going to be tough, but no reason why it should be brutal. There's some powerful play in here. Brennan has a couple of terrific shots, blocked by Bruce, comes out again. Then when Brennan has another go, that's when the aggro starts. It's Asa Hartford having a go at McCall. There's a little kick off the ball there as the camera disappears to the left. And then we have the best of 3 rounds. Forward goes Dean. Keeps it in well. Barham. Shannon. Hasn't been quite so effective since that knock. Sondervan sees that one off. Gates loses it. Asa Hartford. Good sharp first-time ball to Mark Barham. Up against Cranston. Barham's cross deflected again. And that's away for a corner. Fifth corner for Norwich. And the big one's up, obviously. Watson on the edge of the goal area. Bruce and Dean coming in from the edge of the box. Bruce! Steve Bruce has got it! And the delight on the terraces and on the field. Steve Bruce has got what looks like the winner. But the despair among the Ipswich supporters and among their players as Steve Bruce becomes hero and villain. No challenge from Ipswich here as Steve Bruce came in and filled that hole. Goalkeeper didn't come out, and bang, into the roof of the net. 2-1. So with 3 minutes left, it's 2-1 in aggregate, 2-0 on the night. 2-1 on aggregate to Norwich. And there's the whistle, it's all over. John Dean in the first half, a deflected goal. Steve Bruce the hero, 3 minutes from the end. 2-0 tonight, 2-1 on aggregate. The East Anglian derby with the biggest prize of all. The winners are Norwich City on their way to Wembley later this month, the 3rd time in 12 years. The final score, Norwich City 2, Ipswich 0. Aggregate, Norwich 2, Ipswich 1.
Well, some night there. So it's Norwich then who face Sunderland in the Milk Cup final on March the 24th. And afterwards, Jerry Harrison spoke to the Norwich manager, Ken Brown, and to the man who headed that late and dramatic winner, Stephen Bruce.
Match winner Steve Bruce. Steve, ever experienced anything like this before?
No, I've never experienced anything like this before. It's an unbelievable feeling, I tell you. The way the lads were in the dressing room and everybody around here, I think they'll be talking about it for ages, and it's just a lovely feeling to stick one in the back of the net with 2 minutes to go.
Well, let's have a look at that again, because there you popped up suddenly. Did you feel you were going into extra time?
I think everybody was thought it was going into extra time. Marky Boris swung it in. We worked on it all day training, and
You didn't even jump.
I didn't even jump. Oh, well, you know,
It's not as good a goal as I thought.
it just flew into me, you know. And I was lucky enough to be on the end of it, and it went in, you know, and I was delighted.
The interruptions from the other side there by happy manager Ken Brown. Ken,
Well, he was telling me he was about 30 feet in the air when he headed out. You wasn't even off the deck.
you're not complaining, are you?
Well, yeah, the way he was describing it in the dressing room afterwards, that's diabolical, that. You told me you leapt up about 6 foot in the air to head that.
I did.
Oh.
In my dreams.
Mind you, it was a good header.
Yeah.
And I could have done better myself.
Yeah.
But in the first half, Ipswich perhaps took the initiative a little bit, and then they lost the Davray, and you got the
Yes.
goal which had a little bit of touch of fortune about it?
Yeah, it did, really. There was, I didn't know who it came off, but I thought Dixie done very well to hold the ball up when he first received it. I think it was from Dennis Van Wyck, and Gummins get a toe into it and then got round, and Mickey comes into it, I believe, then. Little shot, and a little deflection goes in. I think it would have gone in anyway, because I don't think Cooper would have got to that side. It was going to that corner.
It was
I think
exactly the battle that you expected it to be, was it?
Exactly as it happened. Yeah, everybody says, you know, there are always going to be Dow struggles against the semi-finals, and true enough, it was. You know, it's good. It's a lovely feeling. I haven't quite sunk in yet what it all means, but things I'm pleased about is our supporters, because they've been brilliant. There's going to be an exodus out of Norfolk in a few weeks' time.
Good. Congratulations, both of you, and look forward to a great atmosphere and perhaps a couple more goals at Wembley.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Jack.
Thanks very much.
Splendid manager getting his just rewards there.
If I was there for 5.5 years, I can't really deserve them now. Yes, I think